Hi, Talk About It family. You may have already heard in the video that introduces today's guest the wonderful background of wellness expert Monife Marshall and about this Talk About It 4-episode series, our wellness series with Monife. If you haven't watched that video yet, I encourage you to do so and learn about Monife's background in this area and what we will cover in each of the 4 episodes of this wellness series that in total will help tune up your mind, body, and spirit. Talk about it, family. Sometimes we tune up our automobiles better than we tune up ourselves. But starting with today's episode, which is on meditation for improved health and well-being, Monife will help get us tuned into ourselves and tuned up. Monife Marshall is a yoga instructor and certified nutritional health coach. She conducts personal and group coaching programs and provides simple and nutritious plant-based cooking demonstrations for adults of all ages to provide them options for healthier lifestyles. We are doing a whole wellness series, and episode 1, again, we're talking about meditation for improved health and well-being. And before we kind of get started on what meditation is, can you tell us what led you to this space?
Well, first of all, thank you, Stephanie, and thank you, guests, for tuning in. I'm so excited to be able to share with you my journey with wellness and how it evolved. Years ago, I can say probably 20 years ago, I was in a serious car accident and went through some physical changes as a result of that. With therapy, of course, I was feeling better, but as soon as therapy ended, the aches and pains returned to my body, which was really impacting my mental state because physical health is so closely related to your mental state. I didn't know what to do. I felt trapped in an 80-year-old woman's body and then eventually mind. So I decided to take a yoga class and it transformed my life. The pain after 4 weeks of practicing yoga went away and never came back. And so that guided me into wanting to learn more about the practice. At the time, I was working with young people, and that was my passion, is to help underserved youth in the district and the DMV area. And I just thought, wow, this practice helped me so much. I'm sure it could help young people focus and center mentally and heal pain physically as well. And that's when I decided to get certified as a yoga instructor. And it just kind of developed from there as far as the mental meditation and the impact health and nutrition has on your mind and body as well. So it's just, I
Thank
guess it was the
you.
plan for my life.
Thank you for sharing that background. And it's so interesting, Monife, that so many people would have taken a different route. And I'm not judging. Some people would have said, you know what, if I can just pop a pill and it can help me manage this pain, then I'll just keep popping and popping and popping. But you got into yoga. You said, no, I want to get down to the root cause and I want to do something that's going to have a healthy and lasting effect. So really, after a month of doing yoga, you found that you didn't have those aches and pains, and like you said, feeling like an 80-year-old woman in a 30, I don't know at the time, year old woman's body. So
Exactly, exactly. And nothing against traditional medicine because
mhm.
people do have illnesses that require prescriptions and pain relief. But I always encourage people, especially my students, during practices, is to try and explore within before reaching outside of your body for healing. And that's mental, physical, and of course, spiritual as well.
So Monife, you talked about the yoga, but today we're talking about meditation. So can we first talk about the relationship between yoga and meditation? Did you come to meditation by way of yoga? Tell us about the interrelationship between the two.
Great. Yoga is not just a physical practice. Let me start by saying that yoga is a physical and mental practice. So, and I always tell my students the mental part can be more challenging than the physical part. You would think it's the other way around. But in the beginning of any yoga practice, typically it begins with meditation. And that's so you can connect your mind and your body. So, yoga, in short, is the connection and union of mind with body. Meditation is delving deep within oneself to see your and feel your truest essence. And you don't move at all with meditation. You can warm your body up prior to a meditation. Some people, it helps when you're more relaxed physically to center mentally. But meditation is simply connecting deep within yourself to reach your truest essence. And it can't be taught, it can be guided, which is what we'll be doing a little later in our session. But it's only through experience that you understand meditation and you reap the benefits of it.
So does it get easier, Monife, in time? You know, as you said, it takes practice. Does it get easier in time where you're not quite as distracted and you're able to really get centered and, like you said, come to your essence?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
And everyone is different. Some people are able to disengage from thoughts easier than others. So, but I would say, everyone for the most part, after 4 weeks of consistently meditating, will see improvement from the first time. Some people only take 2 or 3 times, and you'll notice gradual improvement there as well. So there's no, it's a journey, and everyone's journey is different. So without trying to predict how long is this going to take,
Right.
just practice it, experience it, and notice how it gets easier and easier with your journey.
Explain to us, Monife, the power of the brain, because the brain is a key part of this whole meditation experience. Is it not?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, meditation impacts the brain by thickening the prefrontal cortex of our brain, and it increases awareness, concentration, and decision making. The other thing meditation does is so stress increases levels of cortisol in our body, right? So physical and emotional and mental health are impacted by stress. Meditating and that cortisol actually releases an inflammatory chemical
That's
into
the
our body.
stress, that the cortisol, that's the stress hormone, isn't it?
Exactly.
And-
Cortisol is a stress hormone. And when
Mhm.
it increases, inflammatory chemicals are released into your body. Just about every disease you can think of begins with either inflammation within the body or mucus. And both of those are formed from stress and diet. So if you want to prevent, we talk about preventing diseases, drink lots of good water and reduce your levels of stress. And you're 95% of the way there if you can control your stress and reduce mucus in your body. So,
Speaking on meditation, when you first started, what were some of the things that you personally noticed? How did it affect your day-to-day life?
so I definitely was more tolerable to personalities and conflict. Some of the things I learned to do from meditating is not to react so much to people, but and when someone kind of rubs you the wrong way or says something a bit disturbing, you can take a deep breath, internalize it, and then instead of reacting, figure out a way to respond to the person in a kind and loving way so that it can be received and everyone just feels better. So, meditating makes you more loving and made me more kind. People that I've taught and guided through meditations have actually fought off addictions. So,
Mm,
people with addictive behaviors to caffeine, alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever it is,
mhm.
meditating can help counteract any and possibly all of those addictions.
I think when you are calm and just in a good place, you make better decisions, even in high stress situations, which sometimes I find myself in. I have to make a lot of decisions each and every day. And meditation has definitely helped to ground me, to maintain my equilibrium, even in high stress situations. And I'd like to think that it kept my cortisol levels low because I wasn't feeling, you can feel when you're just tied up in knots inside. And I think for me, I'm really body aware. And so when I'm feeling stressed on the inside versus when I'm feeling calm on the inside, I noticed that with meditation, I was feeling a lot calmer, even in high stress situations, definitely sleeping better. Um, I was able to think on my feet. It helped my memory. I was able to, because my mind wasn't so clouded with a whole bunch of different thoughts. So, and I really feel like it improved my relationships with people. Like you said, it makes you a more loving and centered and compassionate being. And I'm not talking about relationships just with the people whom you know. I'm talking about even meeting a stranger in the grocery store and just more patience. Like if someone is taking a long time to order something in front of you and just being patient with it, right? And just kind of breathing through it. One of the things that my company, for the love of it, offers, we have a meditation minute. And like you said, it doesn't always, you don't need necessarily an hour to meditate. Sometimes, if you just give yourself a minute where you just focus and you breathe, how calming and centering that can be. What happens when we're in a stress situation, we might find ourselves going, right? So, our body's natural inclination is to breathe, right? But we can be very intentional about it when we're in that moment and not just do a quick, and we could say, let me breathe through this moment and be very intentional and just get still. So it's helped me in so many different ways. I'm
Yeah.
so grateful. There are different types of meditation, aren't there? And people who are trying to become students of this, you Google meditation and you see all these different types.
The simplest, I would say, for a beginner wanting to get started is something we call focus meditation. And that's when you're
Mm,
sitting still and you're looking at something you enjoy, either a flower or a candle or something calm and relaxing. And you're just focusing on that particular item. And then you're slowing down your breathing and you're just relaxing with that focus, and you do it for as long as you can. You soften your eyes. The flame on a candle can be a beautiful thing that
mm,
we don't take time to really focus on. Flowers are beautiful, so things like that. And you can set your alarm if you like, or a timer, and start with 2 minutes or 1 minute or 5 minutes and just focus on that. And the benefits of focus is it increases your concentration, and it brings you more in tune to your five senses. So as you're
mhm,
focusing, notice what you smell, notice what you hear, notice what you feel, the air on your skin. So it helps with concentration. There's visualization, which we do in yoga as well sometimes, where you sit and you do close your eyes gently and you imagine yourself in one of your favorite outdoor places. Mine happens to be on a beach. Yours may be in a park or in the
right.
mountains or in the
Mhm,
forest. And just
mhm,
settle yourself and imagine yourself there.
mhm,
Visualization yoga is very healing because you actually feel as relaxed as you would if you physically were in that location. So there's several
mm,
ways to meditate, several types, and really just figuring out what works best for everyone as an individual. And if it doesn't, trying a different one, kind of exploring the different types and determining what works best for you would be my advice for anyone seeking to tap within to your inner highest being.
That's great advice. Well, Monife, should we go right in and leave our viewers with a wonderful guided meditation? And that's how we will close out this first episode of our wellness series. So if you can prepare us and just talk us through what we're about to do. And we will just, from this point, everyone, we're going to follow Monife's instructions on how to enjoy this guided meditation from her. So,
Perfect.
mhm.
Perfect. Thank you. So, again, yoga can be, meditation can be practiced sitting up in a chair if you're comfortable. The key with sitting in the chair, and I'm going to go ahead and step back
Okay.
and show you. So, in a chair, you do want your knees to be at a 90-degree angle. I'll show you from the side. If your knees are higher than your hips, really that's no good. You want at least a 90-degree angle or your knees lower than your hips. Your heels should be right underneath your knees. So you don't want your legs kind of all over the place. You really want to be sitting up tall with your knees, excuse me, 90 degrees, your heels underneath your knees.
Okay.
You can also sit on blocks. I have blocks. If you want to sit on the floor instead of a chair, but you're not comfortable on the floor, the blocks are an option. If you don't have blocks, you can stack blankets or pillows. The key is to be comfortable. So eventually, if you start in a chair, the goal is to get to the floor at some point. But there's no rush with it. So you can start sitting up in a chair. If you're comfortable, you can move to the floor with something stacked under your hips. And then eventually you'll get all the way to the mat. And you'll notice the difference with each posture. Sitting in a chair is completely fine. There are hand mudras that you can do when meditating. You can connect your index finger with your thumb if you'd like. Rest your hands and wrists right on your thighs. If you're looking for enlightenment, your palms will face up. If you want to be a little more grounded, you kind of feel like you're all over the place, you can turn your palms facing down towards the earth. So facing the earth is for being more grounded. Facing the sky is to receive more enlightenment. I do like to share another heart mudra that has been known to save lives. And that heart mudra is if you tuck your index finger underneath your thumb and touch the tip of your thumb with the tip of your middle finger and the tip of your ring finger. I'll say it one more time because it can be confusing. Tuck the index finger way underneath your thumb and let the tip of your thumb touch the middle finger and the ring finger. The pinky stays free. This, if you Google Heart Mudra, M-U-D-R-A, this will come up. Same thing, palms up for enlightenment, palms down to be more grounded. So, what benefits does this Heart Mudra have? Basically, it stimulates energy around your heart. So people that have high blood pressure or hypertension or a history in their family or in their life of stroke and heart attack should meditate in this heart mudra. Okay, the pressure points in your hands stimulate energy throughout your chakras, but primarily around your heart chakra. So if anyone you're with is in the midst of a heart attack or stroke, after you call 911, try putting their hand in this position. It literally could help save their life, okay? So that energy around the heart is what's stimulated by this. Also, people that have a hard time giving and receiving love should use this heart mudra as well, because again, it helps physically and mentally and emotionally. So with that being said, You can choose your mudra, either index fingers to thumb or the heart mudra. If you're not interested in the mudra, you can rest your hands on your lap, palms up or down, whatever works for you. Just do what's comfortable. So we'll close our eyes very gently so the lids barely touch. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, you can just soften them, but relax the muscles around your eyes. Soften the eyes. And as we relax our face, let's focus our mind on the breath. Inhaling slowly through the nose, and then exhaling even slower through the nose or the mouth. Always inhaling through the nose slowly, and gently exhale through the nose or the mouth. Now, as we breathe, try not to control the breath. Just be conscious of it. Be intentional about breathing deeply and breathing slowly without controlling the breath. And as we breathe, we're relaxing the muscles in our face, relaxing the jaw. If the teeth are clenched together, unclench the teeth and feel the tongue floating freely in our mouth. Relax the neck and the shoulders. Relax the arms, the wrists, and the hands. Continue with the slow, deep breathing and focus the mind on the spine. Noticing how straight and tall our spine sits. The shoulders are relaxed, the spine is straight. Focus the mind on the front, softer part of our bodies. And notice the abdominals and ribs and chest. Gently expand on the inhale. And on the exhale, relax the chest, the ribs, and the abdominals. Without controlling the breath, again, be conscious of this three-part breathing. And focus the mind on our hips, relaxing the hips, especially on the exhale. And focus where our sit bones connect with the chair or the blocks or the floor. And envision that area as our foundation for our posture, our support, and the area in which we gain our confidence. And breathe. And gently relax the quadriceps and the hamstrings. Breathe and send healing energy to our knees, relaxing our knees with the exhale. Being grateful for our knees in whatever condition they may be in. And then focus on our shins and our calves and relax the lower part of our legs. Relax the ankles and focus our mind on the soles of our feet. If we're in a chair, feel the four corners of our feet planted and grounded into and on the earth. If we're seated on the floor, just relax the muscles in our feet. Relax our toes. Breathe, noticing our entire body relaxed and present. Embracing the power of this present moment. letting go of any thoughts that are distracting. And if we are distracted, simply acknowledge the distraction and return to our breathing. Return to focusing on our breath in the present moment. And as we breathe, gently scan your entire body, noticing if there are any areas still holding on to tension or tightness. And with your exhale, gently relax that area of your body. Healing ourselves. Tapping into the power within. Take a few more breaths here and envision a bright white light on the center of our forehead, on our sixth chakra, more commonly known as our third eye. And imagine that bright light illuminating your body and the room in which you occupy, illuminating your home and your neighborhood, and then illuminating the entire world. Breathe. Sending loving, kind, compassionate thoughts out into the universe. Breathe and let that bright white light slowly return to the center of our eyebrows, calming our mind and our body. Aware of the impact our own peace has on our mind and our body, and also how it impacts others within the world. With our eyes relaxed or closed, gently touch our hands to either the floor or the side of our chair, connecting again with our foundation. And then with our eyes closed, we'll relax the arms by our side, turn the palms forward, slowly inhale the arms up and over the head, big inhale up, touch the hands over the head, and slowly exhale the hands to the center of our hearts into a prayer-like position. And breathe here as we congratulate ourselves for taking these few moments to connect our mind with our body and our spirit. Take with us peace, love, joy, and compassion. Compassion for others, and more importantly, compassion for ourselves. And embrace the power of the present moment. Take a few more deep breaths here. And with most practices of yoga and meditation, all that is divine in me honors all that is divine in you. We acknowledge this shared experience by stating namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Talk About It viewers. We hope you've been blessed by this guided meditation in episode 1 of our wellness series with Monife Marshall. Thank you so much, Monife. Tune in to episode 2, where we do a deeper dive into the meditation practice, where we're talking about the journey from grief to peace. Tune in. We'll see you there. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our Talk About It YouTube channel and turn on notifications. Also, check us out on our social media. Hope to see you next time.